Hey, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss how to organize your notes in Obsidian and make a mental map. So this will help us to identify our notes faster when you need it. So before that, let me recap what we have learned in previous two videos. This is the third video of this series. In previous two videos, we learned how to make connected notes inside Obsidian. And for example, I have taken investment because I think that is interesting topic, right? And we started with investment, how to invest. And we identified that the good way to invest is to buy good companies. And to buy good companies is to buy stock, right? Then we learn how to select a stock, how stock price is decided, how do I buy good companies, why company gives you ownership, all of these concepts, right? And how stock price is decided, that depends on so many concepts that we covered. And we have taken notes on those topics, right? And finally, we also learn what is the investment advice for lazy people, and that is the index fund. And that actually concluded our learning regarding investment and Obsidian as well as connected ideas and notes. But one of the important concepts that we covered in last video is the future proofing. So we learned all of our notes stored in plain text format when we are using Obsidian to take notes, right? And those plain text formats are future proof. That means we do not need to worry about what will happen 10 or 20 years later if Obsidian doesn't exist at that time, right? And there are many advantages of taking notes in plain text format. And let me actually mention a few. It is completely future proof since you are storing everything in your local directory. It is completely in your control and secured. And another good advantage is since all of your notes reside in your local directory, you can just copy this Obsidian node directory into any of the syncing service, for example, Google Drive or OneDrive, and open the same folder from other computers. So this way you will be able to sync your notes in multiple computers. And on top of that, Obsidian is completely free. Okay. So now let's start with our today's concept, which is how to make a proper index of your notes or organize your notes into Obsidian. Okay. Let's get started. You can see we have taken so many bite-sized small notes over here. So we started with how to invest and then we learn how to buy good companies. But the thing is like when we will start taking notes on different topic, at one point we will lose our grasp on all of those notes. Yeah, of course we can browse our notes from the left pen, that is correct. But the thing is like if we do not organize or index our notes properly, it will be very difficult to identify our notes on different topic. So let me show you how you can do it. Let's start with a new note over here. Okay, right click on it and then create a new note and name this note using MOC investment because we are going to index all of our notes related to investment. Now you might be asking, oh my god, what is MOC? This is completely new terms, right? That is right. I agree with you. MOC in Obsidian terminology means map of context. In plain language, just an index note. Okay. The reason of using MOC we'll explain later. But for now, just go with me. Then we will index all of our notes over here. So I hope you remember what was our first note. How to invest or investment. How to invest. How do I buy good companies? Did you observe one of the very interesting thing? When I pressed this square bracket twice, Obsidian listed all of the notes and files inside my vault. But when you have thousands of notes in your vault, it will be very difficult to manually select that note. So that means in that case, if you just remember the idea or topic of that note, for example, if I just write how, it actually filtered out all of the notes that start with how. That's very smart, right? And now the next topic is stock. Similar way, we can write why company. You see that I have just written why, it actually filtered out all of the notes start with why or exist why word. And because we have only one nodes with Y. For that reason, you can see node directly over here. Just select it. And then the next node is investment for lazy people. So you see that we have indexed all of our concepts into a single node, which we call mock node. And we have few more concepts, for example, index fund and okay. I believe we covered most of the nodes over here. The idea is to show you the concept, not to actually list down all of the nodes over here. And if you want to make it little bit better, what you can do, you can actually create a bulleted list of nodes, okay, this way. Okay, but one more thing, if you want to indent multiple nodes, for example, you can just select and press tab. That will create the indentation. That means those nodes are under stock nodes. And one more thing you can do is you can actually make a heading. For example, I want to make a heading 1, that is basic nodes on investment. So that means whenever you are actually making nodes, this is very important that you are indexing your nodes. This is very, very important. But the thing is, like, one question might pop up into your mind is that, okay, fine, I'm taking notes, I'm indexing notes. This is going to take a lot of time. Okay, I got this. So most of the time, I always suggest people to adopt the zero friction way, not the difficult one or multi-steps way. Your note-taking process or any habit you want to build, it has to be zero friction. Okay, that is right. For example, I'm taking notes at this point. And I always tell whatever you are doing, try to reduce number of steps, reduce friction, right? Because that is the only way to build any habit. Okay. That is not different in note taking. Whenever you are taking notes, one of the common problem everyone finds is that you have to take notes, then you have to index your notes or organize your notes. That is really a multi-step process. And many cases, we will not able to do this. For that reason, I'll show you now how to take your notes and organize at the same time. Okay, let me show you. For example, in my own vault, I have more than 6,000 notes and I have notes on many topics. That is actually difficult to comprehend. So how do I filter out all of the different topics? The first way is to I open quick switcher, that is Control O. That is the shortcut. Just remember that. If you do not remember shortcut, you can actually select over here, open quick switcher, and then this will actually list down all of your nodes in your vault. But you have thousands of nodes. And the best way to select the index node is to write mock nodes. I told you before that there is a reason Obsidian uses mock at the beginning of index node, because that is easy to filter. You got it right? Because when I have written mock over here, only mock investment filtered into my search bar, because I have only one topic right now into my vault. Okay, let me select it. Now I have opened the mock investment node. I thought, okay, I will take a note on initial public offering, that is IPO. IPO. You see that? IPO is the process of listing any new companies into stock market or make it public. Okay? And I index the IPO node over here. But you can see on the left pane, there is no IPO node. So what I will do, I will just click on this node by pressing Ctrl, and then this is going to create the node on the left side, as well as this already index the node into my mock investment. So this is the way you will take your node as well as organize your node altogether. This is a zero friction way. You do not need to worry about organizing your nodes later on. This is already organized. And on top of that, you might forget the IPO maybe 1 or 2 years later. But then how do you identify the IPO node? The best way is to open quick switcher, open investment, then actually browse your nodes. Oh, that is IPO. This is the way you can actually identify or find any nodes in future. And that is the importance of indexing your nodes using mock nodes. I hope you understand the importance. Okay. I hope you got my main message in this video. Okay. Let me show you something. If you watch my video regularly, or if you find any values from my video, I hope you will subscribe and enable notification for new video. So what I found that 88% of my viewers are not subscribing my channel. That is really frustrating, right? Because video making process is very difficult and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of planning to make a video. And I'm doing a full-time job, which is a research job. On top of that, I have to get up early morning to record those video and edit the video in rest of the weeks. So I believe you got the idea that if you subscribe, that actually keeps me motivated to make more videos. So I hope you subscribe. And also, if you have any question, just put your question in the comment section. Thank you very much.